Welcome to FayetteCountySchoolSports.com.
Welcome everybody to FayetteCountySchoolSports.com. Sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, ExpressRoofing.net, and Cumberland Valley National Bank.
Welcome back to FayetteCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, and we are here, and now we're going to talk about college football. Let's get started with the big game. Well, not really big game this Saturday, but in our community, it is a big game. Let's talk about the EKU-UK game.
All right, Don, you've got some information. I mean, you got the inside scoop with the EKU people. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? What are they planning? What's going to happen this weekend?
Unfortunately, I don't look for Deshaun Mobley probably to play again. Deshaun's been injured all season. Coming into this game, of course, we know what happened back this winter with the fight. Mm-hmm. Kentucky coming down here where they don't belong. Let's score it.
More fighting words right there.
Wow. Coach Stoops has already said he's not going to put any trash talking from his kids. And Coach Hood, even though we're going through a little crisis right now with the death of a player,
right?
You know, he's not going to put any trash talking either. So Kentucky and EKU, let's face it, it's a money game.
It is.
We're getting paid to go up there and get blasted, hopefully not get hurt.
What do they get? 500,000?
$750.
I doubt we're gonna get. I doubt we get that kind of money because we're not going far. We went to Florida and got $750.
Yeah.
But going to Kentucky, I'd be surprised if it's $250 or $200. You know.
We went to NC State
this year.
Yeah, I think it becomes the trash. All that becomes irrelevant.
Your
talent on the field is going to win the games. And EKU's had a fairly successful season this far. They're not. Kentucky is not on the radar for them. No. They've got two big games, I think, with homecoming and what they got to play on the 24th, and then they've got to go to Jacksonville State. That, to me, is going to be their game that's going to define them this year. Kentucky is not something they're going to define their season with. So, do they go? Do they compete? Of course they do. I think EKU's got the talent, but in the end, Kentucky's got.
Did you expect him to win? Did you expect him to win so big against Austin P?
No. Well,
yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Austin P's not.
Yeah. Austin P's
okay.
I could be wrong, but I think it's a win-win for EKU.
It is.
Yeah. You know, it's a win-win,
as long as no one gets hurt.
UK has nothing to win. UK
gets one win closer to a bowl.
Exactly. So they can't slip up because in the past you have seen UK slip up.
Jacksonville took Auburn to overtime.
You can't slip up a game.
Jacksonville
like this.
State
you have to win.
Is the real deal.
They're
number one in the country.
They're number 18.
And you know what? They won the OVC last year.
Yep.
They're defending.
They're going to win
coming
it this
back.
year. They'll win it this year.
Technically, EKU has to go to Jacksonville State. Yes. They're going to make, I think, they can make their statement in Jacksonville State. Kentucky is not, again, on their radar. They got a Tennessee State team coming in for homecoming they have to beat, I think. And they're going to have to beat a Jacksonville State team. After that, the next teams on their schedule have a 2-8 record so far.
Yes.
They should win it. They should win the rest of the season. EKU isn't worried. I mean, they're going to go compete. I think this is a chance for them to go compete.
When the
but
game
I don't
gets
think
out of hand,
win.
you'll see the backup in.
Right.
They'll pull Coney. And like I said, I don't see Deshaun playing this weekend unless he's 110% healthy.
Right. And that's what Stoops want to do. He want to play his back.
Exactly. He'd love to get Parker.
He want to play his back. He want to give all the young guys all the work.
More playing time.
Because he knows it's ready to be a grind.
This game is
and we've talked about. I think when we sat down, we taled about Kentucky's schedule and where they're going to be. Are they going to be bowl eligible? Yes. EKU, Charlotte, Vandy. You've got 3 wins right now. You win those 3 games, you're bowl eligible. Is that enough for them to say it's a successful season?
The final thought on Eastern is Kentucky's not even. If this game is close in the third quarter, then EKU fans start thinking, hey, bud.
No.
Okay.
Realistically, we're looking to get Jacksonville State, and I don't know if we can go to Jacksonville and win. So we're looking second to Ohio Valley and get another playoff berth, and hopefully getting another home playoff game.
Right.
So EKU should have a good season. They should lose 3
now,
games.
They
should lose 3 games.
I think don't overlook the Tennessee State. They got to win at home. And
what is the?
It's homecoming.
So if Deshaun Mobley's hurt, what is the depth like? I mean, where we could get somebody transferred in from Florida. I mean, what is the? I mean, I know you got the scoop on really what's going on over there. So what do we have to look forward to? How often will we?
You got Land, who's going to play. He's transferred from Florida.
Yeah.
And Hopkins, I think it's his last name. He's from Bourbon County. I believe he got
that running back.
Yes, he got banged up a little bit. I think against Austin P though. So. I'm not really sure.
What about the rest of the players? Everybody else? I mean, so the 2 running backs are the 2 people that you think were going to be at the weakest point.
And don't forget, they have the transfer from Ohio State in Noah Spence. He's a beast. He's a beast. He'll give that offensive tackle all he wants at Kentucky. He was Mr. Big Ten. He was a Big Ten all-freshman, I think it was, when he was at Ohio
Who's
State.
the transfer from Ohio State?
That's Noah Spence.
Noah Spence.
I was going to say, that's the kid that
He's a
everybody's
beast.
watching.
If you watch him play, he's a monster on the
Okay.
line. He's quick. He's an NFL draft pick, first round. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So then, what about the rest of the UK schedule?
This is
Or
like the
EKU
interesting part.
schedule? I mean, you got to beat Tennessee
well,
State.
EKU's got the right
They're going to
schedule.
get beat in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's going to be very tough to win down there. So I think they'll lose Kentucky. They'll lose Jacksonville. They'll finish with 3 losses, which should be good enough to give them another at-large bid in the FCS playoff.
And other than that, they should win out.
And they should win that.
They should win out.
They should win.
Like I said, the only remote test, I think, is the Tennessee State on homecoming.
Yes,
and because it's homecoming and you're
But-
at home, you win that game. Everybody else has a losing record.
Murray State, Eastern Illinois, they're down this year.
Everybody
So
else has
the
a
league is
losing
down at the bottom. The bottom is down. The top is still
So you're right now. Your focus on your schedule right now has got to be Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville State.
Going down to Jacksonville State and winning that game.
Talking about
And anything happens, right?
Yeah.
Anything happens,
Yeah.
but you never know. EKU goes down inspired and they play well. You never really know, but
I mean, we
that's
got
the
Tennessee
only
Tech
one
coming up
that's
next week.
Yeah.
We've lost to Tech in the last couple of years.
What
Games
a-
they shouldn't lose.
What about, okay, so talking about a down league, what about where's UK stand in their division? What's going to happen with the rest of that schedule?
Wow.
Kentucky.
Here we go, right? You know,
That's right.
we already said it. University of Kentucky will be all eligible.
They're 3-1 right now.
They're 3-1, and
They'll
got,
beat Eastern.
You've got
That's
Eastern,
4.
you've got Vandy, and you've got Charlotte. You're now bowl eligible. Is that enough to be a successful season for Bob Stoops?
First time, yeah.
I disagree.
He wants to get to the bowl. For the fans, they want a bowl game right now.
I disagree.
For
Mark
Coach
Stoops. Sorry,
Stoops.
Bob Stoops.
Now, you're paying Stoops and all this money now.
That's my problem. You got a contract
you want
extension
8
this
wins.
year.
Yeah. But
So, and I'm not even talking about 8 wins. I'm asking for where is the signature win for the University of Kentucky in his era?
Well, they got beat by Florida because I think he got outcoached.
I believe he got outcoached.
I mean, they went to when they played Missouri, they did the stuff I thought they should do to Florida, but they didn't do.
But I think they're back with against the wall against Missouri. That to me was a season, and if they didn't beat Missouri, that season was going to go into some
Why
turmoil.
would you not have the mentality
You
that you
had to beat Missouri.
at UK? I would think every game would your back would you would come
So-
out fighting like your back's against the
So
wall.
when you're looking at the Kentucky program right now, all right, you know Georgia wins the East.
Georgia's
right?
going to win.
Right.
Is there any chance that Georgia? So the West is up for grabs. LSU's making a run. Alabama's good. Ole Miss is solid. So those 3 teams are going to battle it out. So the East, 2nd and 3rd place is up for grabs. 3rd place team in the SEC on either bracket can go to the Outback Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's a major college bowl game. So right now, University of Kentucky is standing there looking at a major college bowl game. So you have to win more than 6 games. And you
Auburn.
have to do it. Can they beat Auburn on
They can-
Thursday
they can
night
beat
for
Auburn.
the
They're gonna
first
have to.
ever time that it's been played on a Thursday night?
At Commonwealth.
So where's your other win?
Auburn, I think Tennessee. I don't think it's a big win. Tennessee's not Tennessee of Philip
Tennessee's
Fulmer's
solid.
day. Yeah, but it's not Philip Fulmer's Tennessee.
I agree, but
team.
there's a lot of people saying they ain't gonna beat Tennessee.
But Tennessee, I think they can beat Tennessee.
You say they're not.
But you know-
Tennessee's solid, and I tell you what, Tennessee's offensively they can. Tennessee choked that game against Florida.
They did.
had 3 minutes
I mean,
and 56
give that
seconds.
up like
they're
they
up
did.
13 and they gave it
That's
up.
a Kentucky move.
That's a bad
That's
move.
a Kentucky
A
move.
minute and a
That's a
half
bad
for
minute.
that.
It's
That's
a
a
bad
Kansas
move.
City
So
Chief move.
you got to find your other
Kansas
2
City move.
wins.
Yeah.
You got to find your other 2 wins.
Mississippi State at Mississippi State
Is
is
a
very
solid
tough.
chance.
It's very tough.
There's a chance.
That could
And
be.
then he goes back to Louisville at home.
And
Can you
Louisville
win?
is going to have 2 wins when they come to town. 3 wins at most. And so that's not a
There's your
quality
other
win.
win, right?
But is that a
Quality win,
signature
though.
win for
No,
him?
no.
He's got to win 8 games this year to me.
I've got
That's
him
what
winning.
if you're
I
playing
think
getting
Kentucky
paid that
wins
kind of
9.
money,
I
and
think
you're getting
Kentucky
that.
wins 9.
Where's Mississippi State?
Auburn, Tennessee,
You got
Vandy,
Tennessee written in there.
Charlotte, and Louisville.
I don't know. Tennessee's up for grabs for
Tennessee's
me.
at home.
I agree, and Tennessee's
And-
up for grabs. We beat Tennessee.
Well, look.
Whatever. We beat Tennessee 9-6,
Well.
and with a backup quarterback as a wide receiver. I
I
mean,
didn't watch that game. I was at a playoff game at Eastern.
horrible.
It was horrible.
That was the last time we beat Tennessee.
Along with City of Richmond. is over
Tennessee. Tennessee against Florida, to me, Tennessee offensively looks good. Missouri comes in
Butch
struggling
Davis is great,
offensively.
yeah.
Struggling. And they have had 7 inside red zone appearances in 3 games. And we beat Missouri at home with a 25 ranking. I don't know how they were at 25. But
But here it is.
7 appearances. Their offense struggles, and we beat them, which we had to do
Yeah.
in order to do that.
You're 3-1.
Where's the other? You have to have another signature.
They were 5-0 last year,
You beat
and then
Eastern.
the Kool-Aid
You're
went sour.
4-1. And say you beat Auburn. Auburn preseason
Got to the bottom of the pail.
They were preseason 7th, which was highly overrated.
Which everybody says is the same.
Highly overrated.
They should have lost their second game of the year.
They should have lost to Jacksonville.
Right.
Jacksonville had
And
them.
Jacksonville had them beat and gave it away.
But you beat Auburn, which is a good win over a good name program. That's like beating Florida or Tennessee. Auburn is a name, you know.
And I go back to the same. I say
It's not the Auburn team.
you go to Rich Brooks.
There,
You go to Rich
that's
Brooks,
that.
and I say, what's Rich Brooks' signature win? Rich
Yeah.
Brooks' signature win is LSU, number
Yeah.
one team in the nation. You come in, you beat them in 3 overtimes.
Yeah.
Where is Stoops' signature win?
It may come in the bowl game. Let's say they get Oklahoma State in the Outback Bowl.
And-
or somebody pretty decent.
And the thing about this is when you think when they're picking out the bowl games that they know that the fans are going to travel.
Oh yeah.
Think
Yes,
about
they
that
know.
consideration.
Yes,
yeah, think
they
about
know.
your wins
Is there
and
any-
your
but you
and
gotta-
your
and that's what
RPI
I'm
and all
saying.
that. But
You've
you
gotta
also
get
you're
there.
going
You
to
gotta
bring a
have the
whole
wins. You gotta
set
have
of
9
dudes.
wins.
And I think eight wins this season for Kentucky makes it a good year. If you come out with 6 and you're bowl eligible and you go, I don't think that's a good.
You're 6 and
That's
6,
not a
it's just-
contract extension
No.
year.
The
No, it
fans will
isn't.
still be happy.
They'll
with
go.
Football.
It'll be
Fans
great.
are happy, but
you
your
don't.
administrators
You
are
don't
happy.
extend the contract.
You don't
and-
pay that
and
kind
get
of money
6
for
wins.
mediocre.
And the kind of money they're paying,
I
you
mean,
don't get 6
my
wins.
God.
Barnhart shouldn't be happy with
I
it.
just want to know why he keeps bringing up the Outback Bowl.
Because they have good food and.
Why would we not bring up? It's the third. It's a major.
It's a
It's the
prestigious-
first
it's a
bowl
good
of the
bowl.
year. It's
Larry?
the first bowl. All you gotta do is be third in the East, and you got a shot at it. And the owner of the company
I can't
graduated
believe
from
you don't have
Kentucky.
your Outback
You gotta
tie
be
on.
there, right? And they're looking to bring a team like that. That's
Hello,
what
where's
you're
the
saying.
Outback?
And it's in
Where's
Tampa.
our Outback?
You're looking. Outback is looking at Kentucky.
They would love to have a Kentucky.
They'd
because
love
the
to
fans
have
will go,
Kentucky.
And
The
Kentucky
last time they
scores
sold it,
points.
believe me.
Well, and we've been solid
they're-
there, so.
Yeah.
we've done
Well, no, we did well in a half, and then Penn State woke up and
Yeah.
decided to play football, and well, I mean that was.
Hey,
the way it
Cornell, you
was.
played for UK. What, as a player, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking. But I'm thinking we need this signature win. It's everything you guys actually saying. And Auburn, I think that's the one we
That's a
have
good
to win.
win.
That's a big win, but we have to win another big game.
I agree.
There's not another big game on the schedule, though, unless you want to count Mississippi State, who's going to be about.
I think a
20.
Mississippi State away is a big win.
Mississippi State.
I agree
on the
with
road.
that. I think on the road it's a good win because
Georgia
one,
would be nice.
it's
but
on the road.
Georgia.
You ain't
Georgia, I think we're really reaching. If
Georgia on
we
the
win
road
that,
is.
If we win that one, then you know what? Hey,
You win that one.
Somebody's so
Yeah.
ranked top
Somebody-
10.
yeah.
But
right. But
if you
That's a whole new discussion.
Mississippi State because of 2 reasons. One, it's on the road, and it's an SEC win.
Right.
It's an SEC,
Yeah.
another SEC
If
win
you
on the
can
road.
get 2 more
if you
SEC
haven't
wins
won on the road,
I'll give
till
you.
this year.
I'll give you it all, but you've got to get another SEC win. We're looking at Auburn right now
Auburn
and
be a
saying
good
that's the
win.
game
But
we
look
have
at
to
what's
win.
going on. Missouri hadn't lost a game in 2
Auburn
years
is
on
the
the
same
road. They
as the
came
Florida
on, so
game.
I
we
agree,
could
but this
go
isn't
there.
the same
Florida
offense
was a
that Missouri
game we
played in
had
the
to
last
win.
2.
Florida was a game we had to
I
win.
agree with that.
You need to get that monkey off the
now,
back.
Now we got
Florida.
the Auburn game is a game we have to win.
Yeah.
That's the same magnitude as the Florida game.
And that's what when you know you're going
Man,
into Florida and you have to win.
You've
this-
been there.
Everything there's some
You've-
suspects.
You've been
now.
through the system. Does the pressure to the players that since they didn't get the job done against Florida, does the pressure to a player even mean that much more? Do you even care? I mean, really, what is the mental attitude of a player? You've been there and done it. You played.
It's pressure, but you know you have to win.
You have to
I mean, it's the point where they saying, man, we gave this Florida game away.
I think
We gave this Florida game away. That's why EKU scares me, because they looking at Auburn. I'm telling you, I'm scared to death on Saturday. Which we should win. I know y'all look at me like I'm crazy. We should win, but I bet we
It's
started out
happened
slow.
before.
Oh, absolutely.
I bet
Think
we
about
started
when
out
they played
slow.
the last
I bet we
time.
started out slow.
Oh, they're gonna be
And
slow.
then we'll start playing the way we so. But they looking at Auburn because they
Kentucky
know
won't start off slow.
we can't let this one get away.
I
We
think
can't let this one get away.
Kentucky.
The Gamblers call it what kind of a game?
It's a trap game.
Trap
A
game.
trap,
It's a trap
game.
game.
And
It would
all
be
right.
if this wasn't
I got the
FCS
trap
school.
game, but let's be realistic,
What's the trap
okay?
game?
FC
I mean, I hear you.
school.
You can't use the trap, but the reality is Kentucky's just a better team.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, come on
it's for
now.
every
I hear you.
position.
Defensive, offensively,
What is-
quarterback, receiver. We're faster. They're more athletic. I give it to
But
you.
you still got to play as a
I
team
got
to compete.
you.
That's why I was asking him.
I agree.
Now that they didn't get it done with Florida, how's your mindset going into Auburn? Is it that
But
much
they
more
answered
pressure on your
that
shoulders?
against Missouri. I got you. You lay an egg against Florida. You come out flat against Missouri.
They
I think you have
Florida
a
into
problem.
They
Missouri.
did come out flat against Missouri. It took them a
But
while
they
to get
finished
home.
the game.
Okay.
They finished the game. That's what I'm saying. Now you're over the hump.
But I
Here comes
guarantee
EKU.
you can't
You
do
should
that
take
against
care
I
of
would guarantee
You don't have a
that
choice against
Right.
Auburn.
They are planning for Auburn right now.
Yes.
I guarantee they are.
They
as
are
well.
planning for Auburn
let's
right now
face it,
because
even in high
the
school-
Auburn game
Yeah.
mean that
You know,
much.
in high school basketball, and I love model, but when you coach basketball and you're playing model and then you've got a big game against Scott Kent or somebody, you're kind of
You
overlooking
overlook
the model.
Scott Kent.
You're
You
overlooking the Berea. You're overlooking the
Yeah.
smaller school, which is not to say
Yeah.
it's right, but that's what you do. And
You
you're
gotta
advanced
prepare.
scouting right now for Auburn.
It's
You got
only,
scouts
it's
at
only
Auburn.
natural. I mean,
It is.
Well, you gotta
I
prepare
just-
more.
where the money's at.
I have a rough time believing on
me tell you about EKU real
70,000
quick,
people
though.
in Commonwealth Stadium that they're going to be able to lay an egg against
EKU.
no, they won't. But I'm saying that is a trap game.
Right.
That is and I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but I guarantee they preparing for Auburn.
Yeah.
We have
Well,
a Division I quarterback.
Natural. I mean, that's what your whole deal is.
But
Cincinnati.
it's like when we was in school, we tied Cincinnati,
Yeah.
a team we should have beat. Cincinnati wasn't that strong back in the 80s. We tied them 13-13 because we was looking at the Florida game.
All right.
We was looking at the Florida game and we tied Cincinnati.
Did you win that Florida game?
Well, that wasn't the year we played.
So
Florida.
EKU, if you're listening,
But-
this is your chance.
It
right
is.
here.
But listen,
Step up and play.
Then listen to what he's got to say. You got
We have a Division I quarterback,
transfer.
2 Division I tailbacks, a Division I defensive end, a defensive tackle from University of Kentucky. We got some guys in the defensive backfield from Division I.
I don't doubt the talent.
So this team is not first team is not as bad as you may think it is. This
No, I don't
isn't
think
just
they're
an
bad. I think
team.
AKU's a really good
Right.
team.
They're
I
18th
just
in
don't
the country.
think that if you're in Kentucky and you're competing for SEC and you're trying to get Auburn, and you're trying to get Tennessee, and you just played Missouri,
But-
I just think that overall the talent is better at University of Kentucky right now than it is
EKU
EKU.
just about beat Oregon State a few years ago. Went on the road to Kansas State when they were ranked in top 25 and put a scare into them just 3 or 4 years ago. So Kentucky, if they are overlooking Eastern, it might be close for a
I'm
half.
like Coach Stoops.
It may
I'm
close
like,
for a half.
I'm gonna play the daggone coach role. I take an ugly win
over.
than a good loss any
day.
Exactly.
So if it's an ugly win, so what?
You know what Florida said?
It's a
A
W.
win, it's a W. Because we
That's
know the big picture is that Thursday
all.
night in Lexington, they never had
The
a
hype
Thursday
comes
night
on
game.
because here comes
you know
on.
what? The city's shutting down.
You got it.
It's gonna be a blackout.
You got
They're
it.
gonna do everything, and Auburn's
Because it becomes that win.
That's right.
You have to
That's
have
right.
this year.
But I don't, and Stoops is probably thinking the same thing. He ain't gonna tell them that, but I take an ugly win. I don't care how it goes.
28-14, you'll take that win.
We'll
all
take,
day.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
yeah,
take
yeah,
it all
yeah.
day.
And walk out of the field and be
blast
fine.
them. Now,
And
your
you get-
fans are going to be mad because you didn't beat them by 52.
And you get 12 days to prepare for
For Auburn.
Auburn. You get 12
And you know-
days. Or is that what it is? 12,
Yeah,
11
it's
days,
12
or
or
whatever.
13, whatever it is.
Whatever.
And with this
that
fan
many
base,
days.
EKU, you don't want to beat EKU. I mean, I'm fine with. I'm at Kentucky. I went to school with Kentucky, but I don't want to beat EKU.
They're not going to embarrass it.
Yeah, you don't want to.
They don't want. They
You
won't
take a
pound the center of the
28-14, walk out of the building, everybody's happy,
Yeah.
everybody's home,
Exactly.
right? Everybody's
And
fine.
Coach Hood
And then
should
you
be
shoot
proud of
your.
that.
I feel like we could
I
have
agree with
competed.
that.
A couple
Exactly.
plays could have went the other way. You know,
Yeah, it could be-
28-14.
And everybody, that little speculation. Hey, we
And they give us something to talk
Yeah.
about.
And it
So
gives us-
Dawn, the question is, you're a big EKU fan. Who will you root for Saturday?
Oh, I never root for UK.
All right. Now, then the other question is, if we do beat Auburn, will the fans storm the field?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, we'll storm the field.
on a Thursday night
Who
night,
cares
it's
about
fair.
$250,000.
Who cares about the fine? I mean,
Is it coming out of your pocket?
It's not
I mean,
out of our
where's all-
pocket.
Not this year,
Yeah.
but she may have one going next
Only
year.
because it's a Thursday night game and it's so hype and it is what I think there's a lot of pressure everywhere on that game. So yes, I think everybody storms the field on that game, only out of relief.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It has nothing to do. Yes, we got our signature. We're up 7 games. So do we get a bowl? But I still think they
Is
got
Auburn
find
a
another
signature win
If
if
you're
they lose
Kentucky,
out?
you've got to find
I
another
agree.
win in that season. It has to be 8. I disagree with
That's
Auburn's
a
not
good
enough.
What did you say,
Yeah,
Ron?
is it considered a signature win if then Auburn doesn't have as good a year as they
finish with a
generally
losing
do?
I've already said that. I don't think it is. I think Auburn was overranked
did
this
say
year,
that.
which everybody said they were a team that was in the top 6, or they weren't. We watched them in the first 2 games. They weren't. They were overranked. And now you've got an Auburn that's probably going to struggle. If Kentucky beats them, how well do they handle the rest of the year? They're done. So will they struggle the rest of the year? Can that be a signature win? I'm still looking for a signature win in the
Well, the only 2 teams on your schedule to do that
Tennessee.
is at Mississippi State and at Georgia. I don't think Tennessee's really a signature win because they're not up here.
I think Tennessee can be a signature win because I want to see where they come in when they play us.
They may be ranked
it's
by that
Tennessee, and we can't beat them. It's like Florida.
Yeah,
if you can beat Tennessee at home beyond the 9-6 game, if you can beat Tennessee at home and they're having a good year, because so far they have.
They've had a good year.
They've had a good year. They lost the game to Florida they should not have lost. If you come in and you can beat Tennessee, it can be only because it'll give you 8 for the season.
Yeah.
And that to me is it kind of marks it into the signature win. Have we played? You're not going to beat Georgia, guys.
Here you go.
It's not going to happen.
We're
not going down to Georgia. And
one last thing. You have 7 wins. Okay, Kentucky's flying high. They got Louisville coming in. You lose to Louisville.
It's a loss.
Oh my
it's a
God.
season's
Season
loss.
just a loss.
Now that'd be embarrassing.
I don't think Kentucky.
Is season lost?
All right, I'll give you this. Where's Louisville at when they come in?
They have nothing to play for. This is their bowl game. They
True.
want to beat Kentucky. They're coming in
This
with
is
3
a team.
wins.
We're talking about a Louisville team that was said they were going to compete nationally, right?
Yeah.
Right? And now they're going to come in.
And say
They're
they're
0-3 now. They're going to probably come in.
They got 1 win. They beat Sanford.
But Bobby Petrino
they're 1-4
already because he hates
He
Kentucky.
wants to beat Kentucky.
He hates Kentucky.
He did it at Western. He did it at Louisville.
0-10.
Here he comes again.
0-11. He hates Kentucky, and he wants to beat Kentucky.
And he will
no
pull
matter
all
what.
stops
It's going
out
to be
to
his bowl game.
Right. That's
And
his
if they're
game.
not going bowling, that
He
is the
hates
bowl
Kentucky.
game. That's the bowl game.
But the best thing I like about it, Stoops don't like them either. So you know what? That's what I love Stoops for. He don't like Louisville either.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna lose that game because Stoops ain't gonna allow it. That Louisville curse is over, buddy. We ready to whoop them.
Well, and it goes back to, all right, so we
Yeah.
go back. Here comes Louisville. All right, and what's the knock on Florida? Were we out-coached?
Yes.
Can Bobby Petrino coach? Yes, he can.
He can.
You know
What
he
if
can.
Louisville-
He did it at Western. He did it at
He can.
Louisville. He's back at Louisville now. Can he coach?
Louisville comes in 5 wins. This is a must-have for them.
Right.
So
Where that's why I said, where's Louisville when
Yeah.
they come in? That's what I want to know at the end of the season.
if it's a must-win for
Are
them,
they limping
need
in?
it
Are they
more.
done? Or is this a big
You
The
got
good news is
7,
we're
8
gonna have
wins.
another show, won't we, before this game?
November 28th is that game.
We'll be able to talk about it again.
Talk about it again.
We'll have
And
another show.
everybody's schedules will be a little more fulfilled, and
Yeah,
everybody
we'll know
You'll know where
they
those
stand.
people are. You'll know what Tennessee really is. If
Right.
Auburn choked out
Yeah.
the rest of the year.
And,
Yeah.
you know, where Louisville's got some tough games. They're in the
They-
ACC.
The ACC's tough.
You got
They
injuries, you got
stepped
all
up in
kinds
the
of
Big
things
Ten
that can
world.
happen.
I
that
just heard
change the
Boone
season.
Williams may be academic.
Oh.
JoJo is starting this weekend, and according to a radio show I listened to on the way in, said Boone may have some academic issues.
Ooh,
So Boone has academic
tutor this
issues.
week.
They're going to tutor him for a while.
So he may not play much against Eastern.
Well,
And he probably shouldn't anyway.
I was going to say.
But I mean, JoJo's starting. So
And JoJo's.
And that's where the
solid.
depth that they've been trying to build should come into play, but we'll
Right.
see.
the problem with
We got a
Kentucky
little
football in the
while
past
left.
has been depth. They've been there at the
Yeah, you
top
don't need to get
ones,
hurt.
but their twos are not as good as the other
Right.
team's twos.
Yeah.
And they're starting to get there now. Like I said, JoJo is a quality number 2.
There's a lot of fundamental stuff. Drop passes.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
any
we
football,
saw
it's
that
high
in
school,
Florida.
pee-wee, whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Okay, so we really got to throw in some Alabama football. I mean, we are in
Oh.
Madison County, so we got to talk a little bit about Damien Harris. He's getting some playing time.
Damien's
He is
pushing
getting some
100
playing time
yards.
late, yeah.
He's pushing 100 yards, and he's played in. Well, he's got in every game except for one.
We had
And they lost.
6 carries for
It's some TV
65
time.
in the last
Oh,
game.
the announcers
Some
love him.
TV
The announcers
time.
love
Time.
him.
Yeah.
Kirk Herbstreit and the boys.
You
love
can
him.
see him, and they hype him a lot when he comes on the field.
They do.
They do like it. They like a lot what he has to do. And he's,
And how-
you can see what the future
And
is. for
talking
him.
with his mom, his head is still on, his shoulders straight.
Good.
He's still dating a little girl from Madison County. She went down to the
Yeah.
game over the weekend, and
Yeah.
so
I think
his
she's
head.
gone to every game, him and his.
Well, I
his
knew she
mother
went this
and
past
girlfriend,
weekend.
Yeah.
So his head is on straight. He's doing well in the classroom, and
He's working hard on the field. That's
Yes,
what
sir,
I
no,
can see.
sir.
It looks like
You know,
he's
he is. And he's learning from the number one guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Where he was the number one guy at Madison Southern teaching, he is taking it in now from.
Yeah.
And when you see
The
him
guys.
on the field, you know, when he makes his run, the
Oh,
first
he's
one
still
that comes to the
playing hard.
sideline, the number one guy's the first guy there. Tap him
does
on the
his
shoulder.
job.
Good game.
And
Great
that's the way
run.
it should be.
And it's exactly
Yeah.
what it should be. You know, it's
How nice is it though? Because there were so many haters out there
Yeah.
saying he's not going to make it. He's never going to play.
He played
He'll be
against
back in
nobodies.
Richmond. Yeah.
I know. I watched
didn't
the
hear
man play,
about
and I don't think it was.
I heard a lot
There was a lot of haters.
He was a
But
man.
I just heard. I think most of the hate was selfishness.
It was jealousy.
I mean, it's jealousy and selfishness because you know what, and we talked about it on this show. We just want the kid to go get an education.
Yeah.
First and foremost, play for a team he can play for, which we all speculated on.
Yeah.
But he's proven he's going to break the ice on his freshman year. And the third thing is be on a competitive team and be happy. And all those things are happening
If he
for him,
wanted
and
to
I'm happy
go-
for him for that.
Play for Union College, and he's happy. That's all I make me care about. If he's
Absolutely.
happy, he gets his
It's
degree.
It's about an
he gets a
education.
job, and he succeeds in life.
I don't understand how anybody said that he wouldn't be happy there because you at Alabama,
Well, not
you
just
at Alabama,
competing at the
but
highest
you
level.
had Nick Saban come to his house.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
They thought he wouldn't
if,
get any playing
If Nick
time.
Saban come to your house, that says enough.
He didn't
right
send
there.
a coordinator.
You know he's gonna right. Yeah, one offense coordinator. It was Nick Saban.
It was him. It
He
wasn't Lane
came
Kiffin. It
to
was him.
Richmond, or if he lived in Berea, he came to his house.
Freaking
That right there tells you right now, this kid's gonna play.
Urban Meyer came down 3 times.
So he was going to play at Ohio State.
You know,
If
he
those
could
guys
play at the
come
big
and spend
school.
time at your house, and Alabama's the
Stoops came
type of
numerous
team.
times.
They look when Mark Ingram was there.
Yes.
I think Yeldon or whoever who was the other back that was behind him.
T.J. Yeldon.
Okay, so of course when Yeldon got in the game, Mark Ingram come back and pat him on the back.
Exactly.
So then now when Yeldon was the man, this kid right here that's starting. You see, I mean,
next year
this
it's Damien to do
this
that.
is a factory.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's a factory down
let's
there.
go play some fun games. You're Izzy Eric Shelton.
Izzy Eric Shelton. You know what? I seen Eric Shelton in high school because I was one of the coaches. Damien Harris is a better back than Eric. Eric was not a great running back because he didn't know how to run.
Eric was a man.
He was a man. He was a freak of nature.
Great kid.
But Damon, Damon's a spread. He's a spread back. He's a spread offense back. If you look at, he's 5'7".
Yep.
He's
200 pounds.
He looks like Mark Ingram.
He
He
does.
looks like Emmitt Smith. He looks like those compact.
You ain't
backs.
taking one arm.
Eric
to bring him
Shelton
down.
was a classic I back. Eric Shelton was a Big Ten back.
And Eric Shelton played in the NFL. That was
Right.
my catalog was,
Right.
okay, is he that good? Now, I don't doubt Damien Harris's talent. I'm going to tell you what, I watched him and he looked like a college player playing on high.
I think the way the NFL is going now, I think he is an NFL back.
Because it's going small.
Because NFL backs are 5'7", 5'8".
And quick.
That's NFL.
Speed,
Back
cut,
when Eric
get
was
him in
coming
the
out,
open.
NFL backs was 6 foot.
Reggie Bush
6'1".
was a star because he could get out in that on
So,
the outside.
Reggie Bush was huge.
You know, yeah. But I mean, Darren Sproles, he's not a big man.
Yeah.
Eric Shelton was a
Eric-
man.
yeah.
He was a man.
Well, that's why I say compared to that was the latest, I think. And Eric, I know Eric had a NFL career.
Right.
And he played. That's why I'm saying, okay, is he that type of a player?
I think he is. I think he is because the way the game have changed. The game have changed to those type of
Yes.
backs. If you look at the way
3
the
yards
backs,
in a cloud of
if
dust
you-
is out.
I always looked at Eric when we coached Eric. I always thought Eric should have went to the Big Ten. I just said
It's right in his style.
you
He's
a
a
Big
Penn
Ten
State running
back.
back. I agree.
You run behind them big offensive linemen. You get your 4 and 5 yards in your break.
Yep.
You was a Big Ten back, and you know he wasn't a Florida State back. He was a Illinois, Michigan
thing
State,
with Michael
Wisconsin. He was one of them type of backs. That's what he was. Iowa. He was a guy that needs to sit in the eye and let's go.
Yep.
And Damien Harris is totally different.
He wants to get down there.
He is that. He's that Emmitt Smith
Yeah.
type. He's that.
That's what I
You
was
know,
He's
I mean,
elusive. He's almost got
right.
Barry Sanders moves out there.
That's
He
the
can
type of
cut
back
on a
he is.
dime and
if
get
you look
out.
at the whole NFL, that's what you see now.
Right.
You don't really
Right.
see the big husky back.
don't
Well,
see
you
your
see
own
that
Madison
translate more,
anymore.
Well, the
especially
thing about
with
it
the
is-
spread formations in college.
Exactly.
It's changed
and
our
doing the things that
defense.
you have to do. They're isolating, and those guys are getting open field.
Exactly.
And you got a guy that can make space in open field. He's got speed. He's hard to bring down.
Exactly.
We looked at high school kids that could not bring him down.
Even in
He's going to
college,
be
they have
that
trouble bringing
kid.
him down sometimes.
And I say that he's going to excel in college. I think he'll excel for Alabama because of the
do
way
too.
they play their offense.
Right.
Can he? That's why my question is,
Perfect
can he
team
do that
for
in
him.
NFL?
I think he can.
But and just as you say, the whole game's revolved. Look at Javon Clowney. I mean, what is he? 6'4", 285 pounds, runs a 4.3 40.
He's about
Defensive
6'8".
end.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's so defensively. When you got that, this running up the middle in the I formation. I mean, it's all open space and who can outrun
it's
who.
the new way. I mean, it's a spread formation.
NFL's new.
You get everybody out.
That's
You
what you see.
isolate.
Who's
That's
in
what you
shape?
do. You have to do that, and you're gonna. But we all know that. Philadelphia's trying real hard.
Right.
But that's where it's all going, and you're especially with that slot receiver right now with the Edelmans and
Right, exactly.
Deckers
See,
and those
he
kids
could almost
that-
go out to the slot, Damien could, and line up in that slot.
Well, I looked
and
at
then come
Pittsburgh
back into
playing
the backfield.
Le'Veon
Le'Veon
Bell
Bell.
right now in the slot.
He can play
And
Le'Veon Bell's place.
He had 27 yards rushing and he
He
had
got 70 yards
68
receiving or
70
something.
yards receiving.
7
He's going to
catches.
be, and he's just a man. But it's that same type of.
We never saw him catch a ball in high school because he didn't throw it to him.
Michigan State was a Big Ten classic run.
Right.
Yeah,
And the thing, talk about the NFL. The Bengals are 3-0.
true.
I mean, I don't know how the rest of the season's going to unfold, but
We got to wait for postseason to get in.
I know my brother's happy.
Exactly.
He's happy. He lives in Florida. He gets DirecTV just to watch the Bengals.
yeah.
He goes crazy. He calls me every Sunday if the Bengals is playing bad. I said, why do you get DirecTV?
My 49ers
Bengals guy?
thinks,
I'm a Cowboys guy.
All
So,
right. Because I go back to the Bengals and the same thing. You got to win a playoff game to
Right.
prove to me
I
you
love
can do
my
anything.
Cowboys.
Haven't won a playoff game in 25 years, people. You got to win a playoff game.
Right.
All right. I
Right.
mean, and Andy Dalton's got no touchdowns and 18 interceptions
Right.
in postseason play, and he's a $99 million quarterback. You got to show me postseason.
Gotta
And
win. That's right.
I got you regular season. They do it every year, right? They host a playoff game, they host a wild card game, and they always lose the first playoff game.
Exactly.
And everybody in the Bengals fans saying, "We're Super Bowl, we're 3-0." No,
Yeah,
you're not.
no. Not yet.
No,
You
you're
can't
not.
say that.
Win a playoff game. 25 years, win a playoff game.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm asking.
All right.
I want to see it.
So, we were going to try to shorten the show up, but I don't think it's possible. How can we keep it shorter? I just don't think it's allowable. So anyway, until next month, make sure you just keep watching the show, write down their top 10 list, because I guarantee you it's going to change for next month.
Well, don't shut us off yet. You want to talk about a little something else? Are you this it?
Are we done?
What are you talking about?
Soccer?
Oh, well, you got to love about soccer. Madison Central High School, 9th ranked team in the state this
true.
year.
That is incredible.
Has moved up, and they are going to be they're 13-2 right now. They got 3 games left. They are a regional contender and a state contender this year. You
Yeah.
got to give them some serious.
And
credit right
they
now.
don't have an easy schedule.
No, they played the hardest schedule they had
Yes.
this year. They took the number 1 team in the state, and they had them beat. With
Until the end.
8.5 seconds to go in the game, they tied it up to make
Yeah.
it 3-3. But that team still ranked number 1 in the state,
All right.
and that team will be tough to deal with over the next couple of
Men's
months.
golf?
Men's golf. Congratulations to Madison Central, 4th in regions this year, and
I haven't talked to
Zach.
him
They
all
actually
night.
finished it today over at Kearney Hills. Zach Miller, who started in 8th grade on varsity, 3rd straight year in the state championships. He's played that Bowling Green course 3 times. This will be his 3rd time out. He's placed 2nd in Louisville the last 2 tournaments against the top talent in the state, which is St. X, who's everybody's given the state championship to St. X in golf. And he's already competed. He went St. X number 1, Zach Miller number 2, St. X number 3, both tournaments in Louisville. So Zach's going to be there this year, I think, for that.
And I don't want to be shorthanded on the band as well. They're state champions,
Yep.
reigning state champions,
They've won 2 competitions.
grand champions at
Grand
Beechwood,
champions.
grand champions at Ryle. They are going to have the tournament of the bands October the 10th, right here in Madison Central
They
High
just
School,
did a
where you can
sweep
earn
this
10
past
bucks.
Saturday night. It was
Absolutely.
fantastic.
So, I mean, and their closest competition is Lafayette High School in the band competition, and they beat them by 2 points. Which, if you were
Saturday
really
night.
keeping a real score, it's like 200 points. But the
Yeah.
way they do the math, so talk to John Harden about those guys. He works with the win section over there. But I'm going to throw props out to them until somebody beats them.
There's champs.
They're
Okay.
champs.
That's right.
We'll
So
bring them in.
absolutely,
There you go.
There's a lot of good kids there.
We
so.
can have our open to the
There you
marching
go.
band.
Little marching band over
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that'd be
yeah,
cool.
You be back for
A
that?
little loud.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be
Yeah,
back.
let's do it.
That'd be after
Did you
I'll be
have
back.
fun?
Loved it.
Good.
Bring me
Come back
back.
anytime.
Bring me back.
We're
This is
coming
fun.
We'll get you back. Hey, I'm a fan of Bryan Station. Come on.
Make sure you tell Chris I gave him a shout out. I told him about Bryan Station. I told him
All
to take
right.
care of
Thanks
it.
for watching, and until next month, we'll see you back.
Sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, ExpressRoofing.net, and Cumberland Valley National Bank.